Welcome to Legacy Eyes Academy. Today I am going to discuss editorial analysis of Hindu newspaper. And first of all, we will try to understand the context of the article. Basically, Supreme Court recently gave a verdict over the Money Laundering Act. So in this video, we will try to understand what is money laundering, process of money laundering, provisions of Money Laundering Act in India, what was the amendment, what was the verdict given by Supreme Court, what are the significance of it, what are the criticisms of it, and finally what we have to do, like way forward. So first of all, how this article is important for us. So this article is not only important for GS paper 3, where we have a topic like money laundering and its preventions. Like we have a GS paper 3. In GS paper 3, directly Money Laundering Act is mentioned. Okay, but in GS paper 2, also we have governance. And GS paper 2, we have like Article 21, which protect right to life and liberty. So this article is basically connected with GS paper 3 also, paper 2 also, and paper 2 fundamental right. The Supreme Court somehow has upheld it, this Money Laundering Act, but it is not able to look Article 21, which protect right to life and liberty. So basically, first of all, we have to understand what is money laundering. So laundering is a process which clean our cloth. Same way, money laundering is a process which clean the money. Here, the process of making large amount of money generated by criminal activities such as drug trafficking, terrorist funding appear to have come from a legitimate source, like illegal money, accumulated of illegal money. When this illegal money or black money is going to be a white money, so that process is nothing but money laundering. Now you can see here process also. Like first of all, large amount of illegal money is accumulated in one place. When this money is going to accumulated in one place, then slowly it is entering into the financial institution through bribe or through other way. This process is somehow known as placement. Placement is a process through which dirty money is going to enter into financial institutions. These financial institutions again do layering. Layering means again they are giving loan, taking loan, investing money in some other places, so that slowly this money is going to be a legal money, and finally this money again invested in houses, in car, in other type of property. So when a person have illegal money, like person have 100 crore of illegal money, and somehow after this process maybe person will get 90 crore again. So this illegal money somehow is going to be a legal money. So this is the process. And whenever this money laundering is going to happen in any country, it has many negative consequences. It has consequences on national security, internal as well as external. It has negative consequences on governance also. It has negative consequences like how to manage the economy and monetary policy. Whenever illegal money is going in a market, it becomes very difficult for RBIs to regulate that money also. So here I will discuss very few important provisions of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So basically, this act was passed in 2002 to fulfill the commitment, international commitment. Here, to prevent and control money laundering, this act is basically focusing to prevent and control of money laundering, to confiscate and seize the property obtained from laundered money, to deal with any issue connected with money laundering and giving punishment also. So this act basically deal the crime regarding the money laundering. That thing we have to understand. Now, this act was amended in 2012 again. In amended form, it has added few more tough provisions and giving more power to the ED. Okay, here authority now has more power. Like here, reporting entities are like banking company, financial institutions, intermediaries. They have to report to electorate enforcement directorate. Enforcement directorate is responsible to implement the provisions of PMLA. So now this banking and the financial company have to report from where they are getting the money. That source they have to disclose. Second thing is, earlier there was provisions like fine up to 5 lakh. Now that provision also removed. It is up to the ED how much fine they want to impose. And third thing is, they can provisional attachment and confiscation of property of any person. So now ED is empowered to take the property which involved money laundering. So now this act become more tough and giving more power to ED. Here again, like if you see under section 3 of the act, mere possessions or proceed of crime is now offense. Okay. Second thing is, if X deposit tainted money in account of buy, then buy will also be punished. So we have to be careful about it. Someone is depositing or someone is deposit the amount of money in our account, so we will also punished. Now again enforcement directorate has the power of summon, arrest, raid, make bail nearly impossible while shifting the burden of proof of innocence to the accused rather than prosecution. We know that money laundering is very heinous crime, because here black money is going to convert it into white money, and when black money is going to convert it into white money, from there this black money is coming, we have to curtail that also, because black money is coming human trafficking, black money is coming from drug trafficking, black money is coming from terror activities. So such type of activity can be curtailed only when we are curtailing like money laundering. So Supreme Court also upheld this power to ED, which is going to handle this money laundering cases. So here you can see multiple power is giving by PMLA to ED. Now if you see this chart also, in this chart number of cases are continuously increasing regarding the money laundering. So here somehow one question scheme, number of cases are continuously increasing. So here we have to understand, we have journal crime and we have money laundering crime. So journal crime, we should not link journal crime with the money laundering, but somehow what happened, ED may mix that also here. So but like here Supreme Court has upheld the verdict or upheld the act. When the Supreme Court is going to upheld the act, so somehow it is going to help to combat money laundering, and it will also help to address to organized crime, international narcotics trade and terrorism. So we can say that somehow whenever we are going to, like whenever Supreme Court has upheld the act, and this act is going to give the power to ED. So this will help to address drug trafficking, this will help to address I can say that like human trafficking and terrorism also. But somehow this has an issue. This is an issue, like it is not necessary like every individual is doing money laundering. Money laundering is done by like whenever you have 100 crore, 50 crore. But somehow whenever ED is empowered and there is no limit, it may misuse the power, and ordinary crime also comes under money laundering. That is a one concerns we have. Second concerns we have, like enforcement case information report is not disclosed to the individual. That is somehow compromising its fundamental right, and lack of clarity about ED selections of the cases. What is the criteria? Like ED selecting some people, not other people. As of now, like political parties are criticizing ED is selecting opponent party. So some criticisms are there. So what we should do? Somehow we have to like respect the honorable Supreme Court judge's verdict, and this judgment somehow curtail the money laundering, that is very heinous crime and equivalent to terror activities, that is appropriate. But same time Supreme Court also think about I can say that protections of right to life and liberty under Article 21. So we can say that somehow we have to respect the judgment, but same time Supreme Court, honorable Supreme Court, who is protector of the fundamental right, should also protect right to life and liberty. So this is all about this particular act. Thank you for watching this video.